What's going on, everybody? Trev Wilson here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Ranch. Today, for the first time on Bourbon Ranch channel history, we are reviewing a Jefferson's bourbon. Today, it is the Jefferson's Tropics, aged in humidity, finished in Singapore. James B sent me this bottle, and he said, Trev, I want to know what you think of this bottle. And I was like, cool. Jefferson's. I don't have a Jefferson. Sure, I'll do it. And I've been drinking it. And spoiler, think I've been enjoying it. Now the premise of this bottle is that they took a bunch of barrels of Jefferson's, boated it on over to Singapore, and then they let it age in Singapore before coming back home, okay? The idea is the humidity of Singapore would cause it to age faster, okay? That was the idea. So, Jefferson's Tropics. In 2021, Jefferson shipped a limited number of barrels of fully mature Kentucky bourbon across the Pacific Ocean to Singapore, 85 miles north of the equator, to age for an additional 18 months in Singapore's unrelenting heat and relative humidity. These unique conditions caused the natural reactions in the cask to accelerate, resulting in a perceived accelerated aging process compared to the bourbon's Kentucky home. The faster rate of evaporation concentrated the wood extracts and drove oxidative reactions, leading to a truly unique flavor profile with baking spices, aromatics, pronounced flavors of vanilla, caramel, and toffee, and a textured full-body finish upon sipping. So that was the idea of, let's rapidly age this stuff. Now, Jefferson's is kind of one of those brands I never really got into because it kind of seemed gimmicky to me, the whole aged at sea, let's throw it on a boat and let the salt and the boat rock and all that stuff. And now we're gonna send it to Singapore. You could have just sent it to Florida. Florida's humid, and it's a lot closer to Kentucky than freaking Singapore. But I will say, I did like so they're on the website, the founder, the owner, what's his name? Trey Zoller. There's a video of him talking about why they chose Singapore, and honestly, I love it. He said, I wanted to go to Singapore. That's it. That's why he wanted to go. He seems just like a rich dude who just wants to do what he wants to do and drink bourbon. So I'm cool. I'm cool with it. As long as it tastes good. I just wish, I feel like doing some of this stuff just adds to the price tag, kind of whatever. So let's just drink it. Let's get into it, see how it is, how it tastes. And if you should give this bottle a shot, while we're at it, remember to leave a like, comment down below what you think of Jefferson's. Have you tried their other products? Have you tried this one? Let people know what you think about it. Here we go. This is the Tropics. I don't know how old of stuff that they shipped over there, but 18 months in the Tropics is quite a long time, especially with the whole premise of it stays humid there all the time. And a lot of the bourbon aging is because it gets cold and the whiskey comes out of the barrel. So when it's humid all the time, it just stays in the wood. You know what I'm saying? I'm like an expert. All right, let's see how it is on the nose. It's definitely coming across. It has oak on this. And I don't want to say that in the terms of like it smells like it's, ultra aged bourbon or something. But I can tell that there is elevated amounts of oak that would normally not be there. The color really hasn't been affected that much. Your brain's thinking one thing about it, and then you go to smell it, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I feel like this is a couple years older than what I was expecting, so I will give it that. It is. It's like a caramelized oak. Caramely, vanilla-y, oaky, okay? That's what I'm getting out of it. Let's just taste it, see how it is, and see if going to Singapore was worth a dang. It's definitely oakier than what you would expect, and it's not overly oaked by any means, but I can tell something has gone on with this, okay? I'm getting a lot of this like fresh wood, in a way, in a good way. It's not even in a bad way. It's a lot of fresh oak right up front, tons of vanilla behind it, and then all around the tongue is just like some extra, it's like baking spice heaven. It's 104 proof. I think that drinks nice. It drinks like I just want to keep drinking it, just very approachable proof. I will say I don't feel like it's got as much of a mouthfeel, like the creaminess I think that you get from a natural progression of time with the whiskey in the barrel creates a little better creamy mouthfeel. I think this, I can tell that maybe knowing that it went to Singapore is that they forced that extra aging. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're trying to skip a little bit of the process, so you're gonna lose some of the process. You're getting the flavor of that without some of the other benefits. I think in a way it could come across bitter to some people. I think this would be like, okay, that's a little drying oak right there. I personally like it. I think though, this is a teetering line. I think some people they're not gonna like it. They're not gonna want that amount of oakiness without some of those other benefits of actually aging it that long. Creamy mouthfeel, a little bit darker, bolder flavors. This one's a lot brighter vanilla, tons of that like vanilla extract, toffee, caramel, butterscotch, brighter flavors, and then oakiness. There's not a whole lot of dark cherry. In fact, I don't really get any fruit now that I'm thinking about it. It's straight up all toffee, candy, caramely, oaky. Yeah, I really like it though. It's different. I can definitely tell something happened. Singapore. They went to Singapore. I couldn't have told you that by drinking it, but I can tell it's got some extra oak on it. Let me give you my final thoughts because this is the only Jefferson's I have. I can only speak for this one. I like this. I like it. I have been thoroughly enjoying it. I will have to preface though, two things about this bottle. Again, the elevated oak, it worked, okay? That's how it goes. You want it to get really hot, you want it to get to really cold. You want the ebbs and flows. During the summer, it gets pushed into the wood. During the winter, it gets sucked back out to chill out. You know, we don't want too much oak, and you do that over the course of 10 years, and then you get this delicious thing. Now, when you start trying to force the aging, you can start, like I said, getting more of the oak and less of what else it brings when you spread that out over a course of 10, 12 years. So I think some people might just get too much oak for what kind of drinks like a 6 to 8 year bourbon that kind of is tasting like a dang 10, 11-year-old oak level, okay? So you got to keep that in mind. I feel like I like that. You might not. You just got to ask yourself what you think of wood. Another thing is the price of these. I've seen them all over the place. Again, I don't know what the bourbon market is getting crazy, but I think I've seen one, like the cheapest I've seen it was like $100 or around there. Man, again, I think that is too much for what it is. I feel like you could have easily just shipped this down to the swamps with Shrek and put it out at $60. For $60, yeah, this is great. $100? I think we're just pushing it a little too far, and I get it. It's going on a ship across the freaking planet to Singapore and then back. Like, how much money does that factor in to the price of a bottle? You know, it's cool. I like that they're experimenting and doing that. I just think for the average dude, who wants to drink a bottle of whiskey, I think it's too much money. And the bourbon market's just getting crazy, man. But we're not gonna end negatively. We're happy people with happy feelings. If you are a Jefferson's lover, if you like the Jeffersons, you buy the Jeffersons, this is good. This isn't a step away. I wouldn't say do not buy this one if you're in that boat. If you want to venture out and experiment, I think this is, to me personally, better than the Jefferson's Ocean. I think this definitely shows you what aged in humidity is more than aged at sea showed us, okay? I think this had more of an impact, a very noticeable impact, and at very least you can learn what humidity does to whiskey. There we have it, Jefferson's Tropics. I like it, you might not like it. Take all of this as you wish. Comment down below if you have tried this. Let people know what you think about it so they can make a better decision on whether they should spend the money on it. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Check out the Bourbon Wrench Patreon for exclusive merchandise and access to barrel picks. And until next time, I'm Trevels, and I'll see you in the next video.